Hey loves! Alright, today let's talk about, should I share my manifestations? Well, short answer is it's completely up to you. I'm going to make another video. Don't know if it will be up by the time that I've uploaded this one, but we'll see. I'm going to make another video about, can I manifest for other people? Because yes, you can. Energy is energy, and other people's energy will affect you. So that is part of my answer. If you want to know more, check out that video. But for this one, should I share my manifestations with other people? It really depends. Do you think that person is going to have similar expectations and intentions as you? Because what they believe and the energy that they put out is either going to support what you desire or it's going to come up against it. Now, because this goal, this manifestation is yours and it mostly relates to you, you are the one who has a stronger influence on it. So they have a lesser influence. That will obviously depend on what it is. Maybe they're involved a little bit, maybe it affects them a bit. And if they disagree, if they have different expectations, that's going to come into play. Because the way I see it is we live in this quantum world and everyone's putting out this energy into the universe and everyone's putting out their expectations. Your energy goes out there and your ideas go out there into the holographic universe and they start to change what's out there in reality. If I put out this much energy and someone else puts out this much, my thing is probably the thing in this belief system that I'm sharing. My thing's the thing that's going to manifest. Whereas if the other person has more energy on the exact same thing, then their thing will manifest. If both of us have a similar influence on the thing. If it's something about my life, then no, I have a lot more power about it, because if I want red carpet in my house, it's not going to affect the other person. So their intentions are not going to be as strong. They're not as close to the situation energetically and physically. So when you want to share things, find those people who are going to support it, because if they do support it, if they hold similar expectations and intentions and they're going to add their energy to it, well, that can skyrocket your manifestations. So some teachers say, yes, you should, or no, you shouldn't, but I say it completely depends, because it can be a great thing to do, because you start manifesting together and you propel the energy. It's like an exponential growth. It's not just my energy plus the other person's energy. It's both of them together give this extra power to it, and it's like, feels like an increase of energy and an increase of the speed as well. The more belief there is, the faster something that can happen. So find those people. If it's someone who's going to come up against it, not only will they have this energy that slows down your manifestation, or maybe hopefully doesn't influence it too much. I don't want to give you guys this belief that if someone else has a contradictory energy or idea, it's going to influence yours, because if you have that belief, you're like letting that energy in more. So believe that you have the power. Keep believing that. But just consider it just a little bit without fully taking on board that, hey, this is going to affect me, and freaking out in that way, because then you're allowing it to affect you more, if you understand. Now I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying before? Sorry guys, sometimes that happens because I have like 3 tangents going on in my head at once. If those people are going to negatively influence your manifestations, just don't share it with them. Share it with somebody else or keep it to yourself. It's completely up to you. That's what I was saying, that it can slow down your manifestations. But it doesn't have to. It does not have to influence you at all. Oh, that's what I was going to say. But not only can it potentially have an energetic influence, but it can also have a mental and emotional influence on you, because their opinion could make you start to doubt yourself, to doubt the possibilities, to doubt how realistic it is. But if you've experienced that, especially if you've experienced it lately, let me just give you a tiny little pep talk, because when someone else has an opinion like that, they are projecting their own beliefs onto you. It has way less to do with you, basically nothing to do with you, and way more to do with them and what they believe is possible for themselves, really, as well. And the thing is, that's someone else's own lived experience as well. A lot of people say don't take advice from people who don't have what you want to have in life. So a lot of people might say that, I don't know, maybe it's really hard to start a business and it would be really hard for you, but have they ever started a business? Or maybe they haven't, they found it hard, but they are not you. You are a completely different person with different experiences, a different personality, different everything. You cannot judge your potential or how successful you will be or how you will experience a particular thing or a particular journey. You can't base that off someone else because they are not you. Furthermore, what someone else thinks is realistic or unrealistic is completely just a random judgment based on what they've experienced and what they've seen. Maybe they've read books where business is hard, or maybe they had a friend who found business hard. Like, none of that is to do with you. And this whole realistic thing is completely bullshit, because if you can find someone in the world who has done it before, it's realistic because it's fucking real. What's this word unreal? I think that's unrealistic for you. Unrealistic? Like, have you read like autobiographies and biographies? Have you read history books? Things happen that are incredible. Like, people go through amazing journeys. Look at anyone who's successful in life. They don't listen to that bullshit. That's mainly the thing, right? That they didn't sit down and think, oh, well, this is hopeless, like it's unrealistic. That's the main difference between successful and unsuccessful people, is the successful people don't buy into that shit. But it's not like they were born successful. They went through this journey. Some people have sudden, like Eckhart Tolle, sudden awakenings in middle life. Like, you see those, well, hopefully you've seen some of those memes that talk about people who didn't get their big break until whatever age. I can't think of any examples. I should have written some down for you, but have a Google. I grew up reading like I had this old history book just of influential people in the world, and reading their stories, I was like, wow, anything is possible. And you can't determine it. You can't predetermine these things. All you can do is have a goal, have an intention, and then take action towards it and have faith in it in the process. That's all you can do. And you never know the twists and turns that life will bring you, because it really does bring these twists and turns. The universe supports you and brings these synchronicities, and that's how people have success. There's some amazing stories out there. Check it out. Whatever you want to do, find an example in the world of someone who has done that, or someone who's been through what you've been through, or someone who looks like you and has achieved a thing. A great exercise to do, this is like a little bit to the side of what we're talking about, sharing our manifestations with others, but it's really helpful too, is to think, why can't I? And to sit down and journal all the reasons why you think that you can't do the thing, why you feel like you aren't good enough, because that's at the heart of it. And when I did this, I was worried about like image. Like, one of the things was, I was told when I was a teenager that I had a big nose. And so when I started being on camera for social media and stuff, I would be like trying to like position because look, the big nose, I would be trying to position my face because I was worried about it. And then I did this exercise, and I went and I found successful people who have big noses, and there was like Sarah Jessica Parker and Owen Wilson, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many examples, and nobody gives a shit. No one's like, oh, that person has such a big nose, none of their successes count, or they can't be successful. That's only us that does that to ourselves. It's all bullshit that we can put aside, and we can manifest our dreams regardless. Anything is possible. Like, when I say that anything is possible, I believe it so much for you. I so wholeheartedly believe, I don't care what your current circumstances are, anything is possible for anyone. You might not be able to tell how you will get from A to B, but the universe can. What you can do is you put your intention out there and you start moving towards it and believing in it. That's the first step. You don't always need to know how. The first step is the what, and the second step is the why. The how comes after that. I'm just going to wiggle the mouse because I've still forgotten to change the timing of my screen. The literal only thing I don't believe that you can do is just click your fingers and fly without like technology, because I think there's a whole collective opinion that we can't do that. Maybe one day we will. I don't know. I don't know how strong quantum physics is to, what's the word? To kind of win over actual physics that we have and that we believe in. That's like the literal only thing that I don't believe you can do is just suddenly fly. I believe you can heal all sorts of chronic illnesses. There's stories about that. It's been done before. I believe you can, I don't know, manifest a house in like the next hour because I've done that before. I believe that you can create your dream business. I believe that you could be like a world famous author. I believe that you can be a millionaire. You can do all these things, and it's only from our human perspective that we might think, oh, that's unrealistic based on where I am right now. Like, who cares where you are right now? Things fucking change. You've been through times in your life where you thought something was going to be harder or impossible, it wasn't going to happen, and then it did. Or you've been through times where you thought, this is your life, and then a surprise would happen. That's what life is. It is open to all possibilities, and when you start to be more open to, you can start receiving those possibilities. So, should you share your intentions with other people? Yes, with the right people. It's completely up to you. If you're going to be someone who starts freaking out as soon as you have shared it, then either don't do it or you've got some stuff to work through. When I started going on this journey with this particular business and having one of my great friends as my business coach, I found so many things that would pop up. Like when I would say to her, okay, I'm going to have this done by this time, I'd have like limiting beliefs that would pop up, and that's an opportunity to work through them. So if you share and then you find, oh God, I feel worried now that I'm not going to meet the expectations of these people, well, maybe that's something to work through. If it makes you feel like shit, don't do it. If it makes you doubt yourself, don't do it. But if it makes you feel good, and if that person's going to support you, do it. If it's going to be people who make you feel like shit and that are going to tell you that it's unrealistic and make you doubt yourself, and it's just going to be a whole bunch of negativity, and their negative energy is going to like affect your energy with it, then don't do it. Is that an answer for you guys, that it's up to you? Does that answer your question? I find it funny that I've made a video saying should you or shouldn't you, and I'm saying yes to both. I hope that does answer your question though, because yeah, kind of took you on a little journey there, didn't I? Those are some things to think about basically to help you make your decision. I'm going to at some point soon film that video on how we manifest for others, how they can manifest for us, but I might try and film it and get it up at the same time as this video. So hopefully when this video is up, you can also go and watch that video next, because they're so interrelated, and it's such an interesting topic because, sorry about my phone, because there's like different perspectives on it, but this is like my true deep perspective based on all the deep study that I did over 5 years, and the experimentation and the experiences I've had of having people influence my manifestations and mine influencing them. So check out that video, because you can manifest for other people, but you don't need to let other people influence you, and I'll let you know in that video about how it all works. So see you there.